Was it a big deal that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers knew what the Cardinals were going to do in two critical fourth down plays? We'll hear from the Cardinals offensive coordinator, Drew Petzing. Plus, are we in the final games of Petzing and some other key members of this organization, Johnny?
Plus, Tampa Bay trade Trevor Sikkema from Pro Football Focus is going to join us. We're going to talk about everything. Kyler Murray landing spots and that maybe hopefully robust 2026 NFL draft quarterback class. PHNX Cardinals starts now. Hey, welcome in. Live from Studio K, presented by our friends at Circle K. It's the PHNX Cardinals podcast, your premier, #1 in the world, Arizona Cardinal podcast. Like and subscribe, friends. Leave us a 5-star wherever you get your programming. I'm Johnny Venerable here on this sleepy little Tuesday. That's Bo Brack in Studio K. Noah Man behind the mic. It's the season of giving. It's the day of giving, Bo. You're muted, my friend.
What am I doing muted?
What's going on here?
We got to be able to talk. We're all in together now. And we're looking to drive up some funds for a great cause.
Yes.
Our friends over at Big Brothers, Big Sisters. That's right, Naheem. You see it. Plus, we've got Connor. We've got Ryan. We've got Alex. We got Ken Weber. How about Kojo Nation? Love to see that. Classy, nasty, dropping the supporter emojis. So much going on. So many people already here to talk about this team. Hear what Drew Petzing had to say. Kind of look forward as far as Tampa Bay Trevor Sikkema, PFF, draft analyst, expert, going to give his thoughts. He and his guy Connor Rogers just a couple weeks ago did how they would fix the Cardinals. We tap into that valuable insight on this little humble podcast called PHNX Cardinals. It's brought to you, though, by Johnny. Let me add this.
Yeah.
By our friends over at Bet365. It's never ordinary. Download the Bet365 app today. Use the code PHNX365. Deposit $10, bet $5, and you can get $150 in bonus bets, win or lose.
Everybody hit that like button. We're going to walk you through the day of giving. All super chats are going to be redirected to a great cause. It's our friends at Big Brother, Big Sister, and we put some extra spice on it today. I ask you to open up your hearts, maybe your wallets. So we've got 5 tiers today. Tier number 1, if we get to $200, Bo will put on a jersey for the duration of the show. Number 2, $400. We're going to give you our top 5 Kyler Murray destinations. Number 3, at $600, the top 5 quarterback candidates to start this team in 2026, preferably veteran. Number 4, $800. This is a big one. We're going to do a mock draft live on the show. And then number 5, $1,000. I will step away. I will go to my fridge. I will take out an adult beverage, and I will chug a beer on air. So those are the tiers, all in the name of a great cause with our friends at Big Brothers, Big Sisters, Bo. So great table setter for a big day of content here on the show.
Yeah, I'm not a jersey guy. I respect those who are. I love to see people support their team by repping their jerseys, but just not a jersey guy. I'd rather wear like a hoodie, a hat. It feels weird to me because I'm getting up there in age to don a jersey of somebody significantly younger than I am. I think that's kind of weird. So me wearing a jersey puts me out of my comfort zone. But look, the price of admission here, what we all want to see is if Johnny can get a little redemption. If we can spell redemption, Johh or Johnnny.
There you go.
Today, there we are. It's spelling's tough. But we need to get there. Donating's easy. That's what I'm getting to. Let's get Johnny to try to put back a beer that he's unsuccessfully tried to do now 3 times.
Yeah, at least 3 times. I have fresh Corona in my fridge. I will go grab it before the end of the show. I will put it in a big boy glass, and I will struggle to chug it in front of everybody. Sag saying I can't finish a beer chug. I mean, like, I've always finished the beer.
You can't.
I just can't get it in the first breath. You know how people can chug?
That's not finishing a beer. Noah?
No, that is.
We already have Brian P with $100 donation.
Oh my goodness. Thank you, Brian.
Thank you, Brian.
Brian's the man. Brian's always so generous. He's giving away supporter, free gifting supporter, just sign-ups, and also, always in the super chats.
He's one of my favorite bucks.
Yeah, he's the man. Brian P.
Kyle Haley with a generous $50 as well. Thank you, Kyle.
Kyle, you're the man.
Shaft with $20.
Thank you, Shaft.
We're at 170 by my poor math.
Ghost of Pat Tilley, $100.
Oh my God.
We've already
folks go put on a jersey, you fraud.
No, can we get some jerseys in here?
Yeah, and then we got J Rich J, $20. And T Cleary, $20.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. You guys are unbelievable. Unbelievable. So how close are we to doing the top 5? This show's gonna be like 3 hours long. See you later, family. Top 5 K1 destinations. We got to be close to that now.
Yeah, we're at 310.
Okay, so $90 away from tier 2. Those frauds on the U of A show got over $600, and we told them we were going to stomp them into oblivion because we are the #1 show on this network because of all of you. So we appreciate that. That is so generous. Brian, everybody, you guys are unbelievable. T Clearly, Shaft. This is a community. We need each other now more than ever because of the state of this team. So perfect transition into, I would say, if I'm thinking about the calendar correctly, we have 5 more of these Coordinator Tuesdays with Drew Petzing today and another month's worth until these are done for good.
Yeah, I think that's about right. It just really feels like this thing has hit its expiration date.
Yeah.
And we're going to go beyond that, like milk in the refrigerator past that date. Too many days, too many weeks. And, Petzing, this past game, there was critical 4th down calls that really didn't feel like they had a shot. There was one the previous week. There's just been a lot of just uncompetitive play calls for this offense when they don't have the luxury of not being up to snuff from that department. Really, it's a shame. But we continue to hear from Petzing. People are looking for him to say, hey, this is where I went wrong, or this is where we need to improve, or where I need to improve is my play calling, and continue to get a little bit of pushback. Before we get into, Petzing's comments, it was special teams coordinator Jeff Rogers speaking today that really kind of hammered home what happens press conference in and press conference out. And it's that they were asking about the missed field goal from Chad Ryland. And you remember watching the broadcast, and they were really kind of pointing towards Matt Hawk, the recently signed punter, and he was the holder on the kick that Ryland missed. And they were talking about how the ball was tilted. And there were a couple questions pointed towards Rodgers to say, like, what went wrong? Why was that kick unsuccessful? And I'm paraphrasing, but basically, like, Rodgers was like, I'm not going to use a press conference to call out my players. And I think that plays into kind of just how the Cardinals overall, how they operate in press conferences.
They don't do them well. They don't do themselves any kind of service. What's the point of a press conference? The point of a press conference, as Bo is about to don, do the Pat Tillman one.
Yeah.
Bo is donning the Pat Tillman salute to service number 40. So we don't salute Bo, but we salute Pat Tillman as he dons. There it is, number 40, Pat Tillman. We're already up to the top 5 K1 destinations. You guys are unbelievable. There it is, 40
Does it look like I have his shoulder pads on right now?
That looks great.
This is how Johnny looked when he was taking the high school football field.
Hey, no, I didn't have. You think I had a cowboy collar? Come on, that wasn't Mr. Cowboy Collar. All right, so what's the point of a press conference? The point of a press conference is to get your messaging across and hopefully educate the media and send a message from a positive standpoint to your fan base. Okay, why are press conferences streamed on Twitter and YouTube and Instagram? For fan accessibility, for fans to be able to say like, oh yeah, that's interesting. And we're doing this. And this is where I'm getting my news and I'm feeling fulfilled.
Mm-hmm.
It's not to gatekeep, and it's not to come out and say nothing while saying something. And for them to get I overly sensitive, sorry guys, you stink. You're bad. You have 3 wins. You're 15 and 31 dating back to 2023. You're tied with the Jets. The Jets could pass you before the end of the year. You're a bad team. When you're a bad team, your press conferences should go as follows. Not good enough for the fans. What do you want to know? Everybody's got to do better. And like, look, Ben Johnson gets it. He's number 1 in the NFC. He's like, yeah, our passing game stinks. We got to be better. We will be better. It's unacceptable. It's like every week, Jeff Rogers, I'm watching the Cardinal game, and you guys take a dump at either field goal, kickoff return, punt, or punt return. Yeah. Every week I watch that. You say, no, I'm not going to rip my players. Can we rip somebody? Because the only people ripping anybody is everybody ripping the Cardinals. Is everybody just content with going down with the ship? I got people in my mentions every day. Common denominator every day. I'm canceling my season tickets. I'm done with this team. And I don't want to critique the players. The players are big boys, okay? The players are out there making 6 figures, 7 figures. Like, they're going to survive. If Bruce Arians once called a first-round pick knee-deep because he had his ass so far, or his foot so far up a player's ass. And guess what? DJ Humphries had a great career. It's like, can we not just take the kid gloves off, all right? Yeah. Cut the BS.
Yeah, look, I agree. I think, messaging is important, at the same token, as far as there is this perception that the press conference is like the accountability board that Bruce Arians used to have, like it's an information gathering thing first and foremost.
Yeah. And
if you ask questions and you don't have a willing participant on the other end of this, as far as answering the question and willing to divulge, in a transparent way what went wrong, not necessarily like who's to blame, but provide what issues there were or where the success. That's what the press conference is. It's not necessarily for the media to take to task the whatever member of the organization is up there at the dais. But I think sometimes when there is lack of transparency and there is some tight-lipped answers that there should be follow-ups to try to continue the information gathering process, which could turn into accountability.
Right.
But the idea that you're going to go there and you're going to sit there from the seat across from a player, a coach, a front office exec, and you're going to kind of tell them where they went wrong. I just don't. I think some people kind of have that mixed up.
Yeah, I don't think Cardinal fans have any appetite for whatever it is they're selling these last 5 weeks.
Sure.
I think that puppy is just.
I think there's a very there's a very low, I guess, just kind of
tolerance.
Not low tolerance, but like there's a very low level. They could provide some sort of insight about what is gone wrong instead of just painting in broad strokes, just how play calling works and what the approach is.
Yeah, I mean, what's the harm in saying Chad's going through it right now, and we're working with him, and it's not his level of expectation. You saw that last year; he was great. I mean, it's like this isn't hard, guys, but there's almost like with this team, and this is the worst of all realities. It's almost just like. It's that we don't actually have a problem like you guys have a problem. Like you in the media, you fans expect too much. Don't you feel sorry for us? We're in it right now. How dare you question it? It's like, no, this is pro sports. Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like, I have no appetite for that. And this is especially disheartening because I thought Jonathan Gannon probably had his most like transparent presser in a long time yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got coordinators today coming out and basically like, not us, but are they basically covering CYA before they have to go get another job?
Right. I mean, Jeff Rogers is on his third punter. Like, you can't just say that. We're on our third punter here. This guy's been holding for Ryland for less than 2 weeks.
Say that.
You know, I mean, I think that there would be some sort of empathy from the fan base.
We're going to get to Petzing's comments here. Before we take a break, Noah, man, let's see where we're at with our donations. I see a couple super chats too that I don't know. No, are you going to add into the total?
Yeah, we'll add it into the total, but we can get to the super chats later on.
Okay.
But we got 2 anonymous donations, one $30, one $20.
Thank you so much.
$50.
Alberto, $20. Cuff 66, $20.
Unbelievable.
The Govett, $20. Corey Norman, $50.
Oh man.
Corey.
Kojo Nation, $20.
Thank you.
Brian Emerson, $5. Libertarian Sasquatch, $5. And then our super chats that we'll get to later.
We are up over.
What's our total? I saw our total was at one point like $495 already.
We are at 512.
512. So only $80 more roughly to get to those top 5 quarterback candidates, and then things get real. We're going to do an $800 mock draft, and good hell, I could chug a beer at 1,000. We're coming back around the corner. Buckle up. This is going to be a long show at PHNX. Man, you guys are the best. It's for a great cause. I'm going to tell you what else is great. My Shady Rays. Our friends at Shady Rays right now. Check them out. Look at these bad boys. I picked these up. Okay. Do I look like Tom Cruise in Risky Business? People are saying that. People in my neighborhood are saying, hey, is that Tom Cruise? No, it's Johnny. And I got Shady Rays on right now. Guess how much these sunglasses cost? You probably look at these. Oh, are those $80 sunglasses? Are they $70 sunglasses? Nope. Sure, Jan. They're $24. Shady Rays, $24. And that's not like plus taxes and blah, blah. That was to my front door, $24. Unbelievable. And I'm going to tell you right now, Shady Rays rated 5 stars by over, not 1, not 2, 300,000 people. We're going to hook you up right now. PHNX is the bonus code for 35% off. Wear them. I wear them hiking. I wear them to work out. I wear them walking my dog. I wear them hanging with my kids. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you break them, if you lose them, they'll replace them for free. Check them out right now at shadyrays.com.
Love that. You definitely don't look like Tom Cruise, but I'm glad you saved some money on those shades. You always do. You look like a guy actually named Shady Ray with your glasses on. Look, let's talk about also another great partner. How about Circle K? That's where I get my fix, my caffeine fix. I got a 6-month-old at home. I need that caffeine, and man, I can't go be spending big time bucks at some of these high-priced, highbrow coffee joints. Circle K gets it done for me. They got delicious coffee flavors. Obviously, they've got like the good stuff, like the jet fuel that you need. Also, they got the hazelnuts. They've got the pumpkin caramel, I believe. So many different options. They've got hot. They've got iced. They've got frozen. They got everything you need. Plus, they got the Polar Pops, the Frosters, and meal deals that you don't want to miss out on. And what Circle K is known for around the world, their gas prices. They are incredibly low. You probably couldn't find, you'd be hard-pressed to look around the valley and find better gas prices than Circle K. But become a member of the Inner Circle for free, you get even more off at the pump. You get, how about 25 cents off your first 5 fill-ups with becoming a member of the Inner Circle? Download the Inner Circle app today. Terms and conditions apply. Participating locations. Visit CircleK.com for more details.
Han Shot, first thing, he put in one of the $30 anonymous donations. Thank you so much. And then this is hurtful. Jacob, after I say I look like Tom Cruise, he goes, no one's saying that. Well, rude. That's hurtful. We will soldier on here. Get us to 600 in donations. We're going to do top 5 quarterback candidates. But before we do that,
you look like Ted Cruz.
Shut the stream down. Shut it down. Hit me with some Drew Petzing, baby. I need my Petzing fix. Hit it. Hit me with it.
All right.
Hit me with it.
Just like last week, we had some late game plays to talk to the offensive coordinator about, fourth down plays to talk about. He was asked several times, including by myself, about the failures on fourth. And this is the Cardinals OC talking about how those went so bad.
He's not gonna tell me exactly what he meant, unfortunately. So I'm not gonna get that from him. I got to go back and look and see if there's anything that I think they really took advantage of to try to negate that. Felt really good about the call. I thought we had some pretty good angles and good opportunities on both plays. Sometimes we got to make a play, and if it doesn't work, I didn't make the right call. I think that's always going to be the case. Yeah, it kind of goes to the other question. When it doesn't work, I'm always going to say, well, I could have done or should have done the other thing. I think back to the Green Bay game where we ran the sneak there late in the game and weren't able to get it. So we're always going to try to do things to make sure that we're not predictable, that we have the ability to get to the edge, to pound the ball or to throw the shot. And when it works, you feel really good about it. And when it doesn't, you go back and kind of evaluate, hey, did we have the right look and we didn't execute? Could I have designed it a little bit better? Should I have called it different? I think all those things are always at play. Again, I'm going to go back and look at the tape and look at what they did on defense. And if I feel exactly like he did, maybe we'll change something, maybe we won't. I obviously can't give that away in here. I don't want the next coach to lock in on what we may or may not do. But there's always a number of looks we're going to give people and have different plays off of those looks to make sure that we're not predictable.
I like at the beginning, he's like, oh, that's what he was doing. What do you want me to say? Oh, it's like, calm down, Drew. We all saw it. We all know what Todd Bowles meant. Let's just cut the BS.
That's what I don't understand. We asked Gannon about that yesterday a couple times about Todd Bowles post game on both fourth downs that they knew from the Cardinals' offensive look.
Yeah.
Kind of what they were going to expect from the play. Like they knew on the 4th and 1 that they were going to try to kick the ball outside. And as far as the 4th and 2, the ill-fated 4th and 2 final offensive play for the Cardinals, they knew the routes, kind of knew the routes. That was Todd Bowles. That's what he said. We asked Gannon about that. And Gannon kind of like he hadn't heard that. And then you got Drew kind of acting like it's the first time he's heard it. Like at some point, don't you think you just like prepare yourself to answer that question so you can provide maybe a better answer than we got there in that minute?
I mean, do the Cardinals use dial-up internet at their facility? It's like, we don't have access to these quotes. We didn't hear that. We've just been grinding since the game. We haven't accessed any news. We're using AOL. We're using Windows 2000. We don't have access to any of this stuff. Every time I think they're going to be prepared, they're not. And then when you plead ignorance, it just makes things look worse. Like, what are you afraid of? Just say, hey, Todd, I respect his opinion. I think we diversify our play calling fine. Like, stand up for yourself. Yeah. I mean, like, it's embarrassing. There was an article written by Teo Mackey, azcentral.com, that the Buccaneers were basically like, yeah, we knew the plays. It was obvious. We knew them. And the Cardinals like, what? We didn't hear that. It's like, yes, you did. You knew about this. You knew that this came out. And it's embarrassing for you. Like, this whole thing is embarrassing. Like their game day operations and how they choose to then respond to such are embarrassing. The gaffes at the end of the game, what comes after the fact in games, the fact that they're answering. I mean, like, we have gone like DeMercado fumble, embarrassment, Gannon and his incident on the sideline with DeMercado, all this stuff about not being able to close in the fourth quarter. Like, when's the last time they've gone through a game minus Dallas where it's like, things didn't hit the fan? Right. Blowout in Seattle, blowout at home against San Francisco. It's like every week you can just pencil it in. It's like days without an incident, back up to 0. I mean, it's just for 4 quarters every game. Yeah. You can't trust that they're not going to have an oopsie daisy. Like, that's what this has become. Like, there's going to be a joke made at your expense because your guys your operation isn't buttoned up well enough. Like, go ahead.
I mean, of the 12 games that they've played, there's been one 14-day stretch post Dallas where they haven't had to answer questions. Because even with the wins at the beginning of the season, they had to answer questions. Like, those were losses because there was such malpractice at the end of those games, and that they nearly gave them away to the hapless Saints. And, before they were the Carolina Panthers, before they kind of got on this run that they've been on.
And then, like, they didn't want people we're good. They didn't want people to acknowledge that either. Like, at the time, it was like, no, we were in control. No, you weren't. Like, and we knew you weren't in control because after those happened, you blew a game against the Titans. We saw what you weren't correcting against the Saints and the Panthers. And then guess what? Then it reared its ugly head against maybe the worst team of the last 5 years in the NFL, and you blew that game to a team that can't buy a flip and win. The number one issue with the Cardinals is the Cardinals have issues, and the coaching staff doesn't know how to correct them.
Yeah.
That's the season.
Right. And I was curious about that because now we've reached back-to-back games.
Yeah.
Where the Cardinals have fallen short on the offensive side of the football in 4th and manageable, 4th and 4 against the Jaguars in overtime, and then twice against the Bucs, 4th and 1, 4th and 2. You know, I asked Drew about, you know, these plays that are amplified and then under a microscope and how, like, what's the fallout from them? What's the approach now after sustaining those big blows? This was his answer.
Yeah, it's going to be a really small sample size in a really high leverage situation. So from our standpoint, it's always going to fall back on, what was the scheme, what were we trying to accomplish? Did we have the look? Was it execution based? Where was kind of the letdown? Knowing that sometimes, even when you're 70-30, 3 out of 10 times you're losing that. And if that happened 3 times in a row, it's frustrating. So I think it's a balance there between sticking to your process and believing what you're doing, but also trying to tweak, change, and not make sure that you're giving yourself the best chance for success in that next opportunity. I think that's a fine balance.
How does it relate to the latest letdown? That's what I think like people wanted to hear. Not like from like the big picture standpoint, how you deal with it, and then to say like, you could go 7 for 10 and miss out on your last 3. It's like, well, you didn't go 7 for 7 before you went 0 for 3.
Isn't that so hypocritical too? Because all they talk about is Gannon says this every Monday. I'm living for the now. Let's talk about now. Okay, let's talk about now and how bad it was and how bad it is. No, let's just look at the big picture. It's like people bring up like their record date back to last year. I'm thinking about now, but then we can't break down the games in real time. So it's like it is the ultimate coach speak right now. And just like on game day, they're showing you their inexperience doing this kind of thing too.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you get nothing from this. Nothing. And I'm sure it's like, cover your ass, make sure you don't say anything that's going to cost you long term. It's going to be on the internet when you apply for jobs in January. Like, he's not coming back. And that's like I'm at the point, like, I don't feel bad, but like, we all know where this is headed.
Mm-hmm.
Gannon is hanging on. So his OC is done. They're going to hire a new offensive coordinator. If I'm Drew Petzing, I would be like, okay, I have some clarity. I'm just going to be honest with everybody with where things stand. If I'm Jeff Rodgers, like, I'm going to be honest with everybody. You can tell when they have that kind of skittishness about them in a press conference. You can only imagine what's happening behind closed doors. It can't be a great environment right now. It can't. You got flipping Darius Robinson saying, "I'm not who I thought I was." It's just like, if you're worth your salt as a coach, it's like, coach him up, get the best out of him. And is everybody feeling sorry for themselves with the Arizona Cardinals right now? Like, Cardinal fans are over this regime. Give us a reason not to be.
Yeah.
Instead of this.
Yeah. It just seems like you're trying to hide the fact that you've dropped 9 of the last 10 games.
Yes.
It's like, if we're a true team of accountability and details and players in that locker room, every single one of them is one that's going to take, quote, the arrow to the forehead, and the same goes on the coaching staff, then they're going to have thick enough skin to where if somebody says something about them in the press conference, they can own up to it, that they can wear that, people need to wear these things. And when we talk about when Gannon, it's how candid he was, like, he's saying we're in it, right? We're facing adversity, and like,
we don't know how to win.
We don't know how to win. We know how to compete, but we don't know how to win. And we feel like once we come out of this, we're going to be better for it. Paraphrasing there, but like, through this pain, we're going to come out stronger, right? We're going to gain strength. But like, through this and kind of trying to sidestep simple questions, we're not out here throwing like gotcha questions at them. We're just trying to get information of what went wrong and what continues to go wrong. How come some people can't take a couple shots here and there? And I think the fan base would be more empathetic or sympathetic towards that.
You're not being set up to fail by how you answer these comments in the media. a 10-minute media session. Like it's such a small speck in their schedule and their week. Yeah. I mean, it just, we got 4 more of these, or we got to listen. I mean, like, we expect this weekend to be tough. We expect next weekend to be tough. And the points are going to be at a premium the next 2 weeks. Yeah. So like, you better get used to this. I mean, you just, I'm not saying this to be a jerk or a jackass. Like, it's very fortunate to be coaching on this team right now, given the circumstances. Like, you're very fortunate. You know, Brian Dable didn't have a job.
Right.
Like, you're fortunate. Chip Kelly didn't have a job. You're employed because your head coach wants you to finish the season. Like that's it. And people know that, right? So use your platform and say something that gives people the kind of confidence that your head coach has in you. Yeah. Like, it's like you almost like, well, nobody else is owed an explanation except for JG and Michael Bidwell. It's like, okay, good luck when you're the tight ends coach in Buffalo next year. I mean, it's really unfortunate. If I was in Drew Petzing's situation, I would be as candid as possible. Yeah. But like, take a page out of Gannon's book from yesterday. Be as open and transparent. I mean, Rollis is transparent when he meets with the media.
Right.
Yeah, you can tell with Rodgers and Petzing now. It's like writings on the wall with those 2 units.
Yeah, you guys continue to crush it. Noah, an update as far as our Day of Giving fundraising goal.
Yes, we got a $50 donation anonymously. Thank you very much. An additional $20 donation anonymously, and Desert Vulture with a $5 donation.
Nice.
Which takes our total to $587.
$587, $13 away from our top quarterback candidates.
Well, let's do this. Let's take a break. We'll come right back and we'll do the top 5 K1 destinations. Maybe while we're doing that, we can secure that next category. Hit that like button, Bo.
Also, yeah, Trevor Sikkema coming up here shortly as well. He's going to give his thoughts as far as the Cardinals quarterback situation. Plus, of course, his forte, the NFL draft. We'll get into it with Trev. That's also coming up. Plus, your super chats and more. PHNX Cardinals.
Hit that like for our friends at Pure Edibles. Pure Edibles was founded in Arizona, is available in 130 dispensaries statewide, created in Flagstaff, AZ at Noble Herb Dispensary, the home of Pure Edibles, and is now made in Phoenix, Arizona. And Pure Gummies are not covered in sugar like all their competitors. They're a full-fledged candy company offering gummies, kicks, their version of Starburst, chews, hard candies, and their effects are clearly listed on each tin so you know exactly what you're getting in terms of effects and side effects. Potentially, Pure offers gummies for sleep support, as well as candies with uplifting effects derived from unique cannabinoids such as CBN, CBG, CBD, and marijuana-derived THC. And they're designed to be ripped or bit in half, making them easily shareable, easy to dial in your exact dose. Try for yourself Pure Edibles, one of their over 130 dispensaries across Arizona.
You know, that annual hunt for the perfect holiday gift, it's on, right? What, 20 plus days until shopping days until Christmas. It has to feel personal. You're looking for that, but not like you haven't tried hard enough. Every year you're scrolling, browsing, wandering aisles of stores, totally out of ideas. That's why Aura Frames is basically become my holiday cheat code. That's right. Go to Aura Frames and save $35 with the code PHNX. It's the easiest gift to give. It's honesty and the one that gets the biggest reaction. With Aura, you could preload the frame with photos before it even ships. That's right. So when your person opens it, it's already filled with memories. And once they plug it in, you can keep adding photos, videos all year long, straight for your phone. It's that easy, so basic, eliminates the stress. Instead of overthinking gifts for parents and grandparents and friends, Aura Frame makes you look more thoughtful without spending hours of shopping. Plus, every frame comes in a really clean premium gift box. No wrapping panic, no price tag, just ready to go. Plug and play, instant Aura with Aura Frames. For a limited time, save big on the perfect gift for the holidays. Visiting auraframes.com, get $35 off Aura's best-selling Carver Matte Frames, named #1 by Wirecutter by using the promo code PHNX. That's AURAFrames.com, promo code PHNX. This deal exclusive to listeners and frames sell out fast. So order yours now and get it in time for the holidays. Support the show by mentioning Johnny and Noah and Bo at checkout. Terms and conditions apply.
Just me. Mention me. Hit that like button. Subscribe. PHNX Sports, $13 away. And there it is. Top 5 QB candidates checked off. So let's make this a bonus segment. Beep, beep, beep. All right, diving in.
So it's another jersey for that too.
You should. Yeah, double up. Don't stretch those out. I need one. I'm going to steal one of those next time I come in. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to break down, Bo and I went into the lab, top 5 Kyler Murray destinations. So this is going to be a topic of conversation this offseason, and I think we've got a banner list. Let's take a look. Top 5 K1 destinations here. Do we have a graphic, or we just
don't have a list for that?
We don't have a graphic. We're gonna go from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, because we know the order. I think the number 1 Kyler Murray destination in 2026 are the Atlanta Falcons. I believe the Atlanta Falcons have to make a splash. They've got they're going to have a new coaching staff, presumably an offensive coach, and then of course you would expect Michael Penix to miss the season. Kirk Cousins is going to be a post June 1st release. Kyler Murray goes into the NFC South, has a chance, Bo, to mirror Baker Mayfield in their eyes as a quarterback reclamation project in the Dome with Drake London, Bijan Robinson. I believe the Atlanta Falcons for a 3rd-round pick for Kyler Murray, the most likely K1 destination.
So you're going number 1
first.
So the top destination, you're starting there.
Yes.
And I disagree with it because I think that Kyler Murray's top destination should be the Minnesota Vikings. And we haven't seen him officially tied to him as far as reports and rumors. We're seeing rumblings from the fan base wanting the Vikings to go after K1 after having to go through an unmitigated disaster with J.J. McCarthy and whatever the F that was on Sunday. They believe that they've got a guy in KOC who is a quarterback whisperer, and if anybody's going to unlock somebody like Kyler, it could be Kevin O'Connell. I've got the Minnesota Vikings as my number 2 team.
I don't have an issue with that. Again, I just are there too many like similarities with Kevin O'Connell and Drew Petzing in terms of like the offense maybe they'd want to run now. Obviously, Kevin O'Connell's much better. Might as
well spit in his face with that comment.
Yeah, sorry. Apologies for that. But Drew Petzing wants to be an extension of the Shanahan tree. Just isn't working out. So I agree with that. I think that's number 2. I think number 1 for them is a Mac Jones acquirement this offseason. But I have no issue with that. Number 3 destination for Kyler Murray, I'm going with the New York Jets. The Jets are going to win 1 or 2 more games before the end of this year. They've won 3 of 5. The New York Jets are not going to be in a position, Bo, to get one of the top quarterbacks. That's my prediction. They win 1 more game, they're out on McNoza, everybody. They've got multiple firsts in 2027. Benjamin Albright has said, look out for an East Coast team. The Jets are going to have money to spend, and they're going to need a placeholder for a year. Jets are going to go all in, I believe, for Kyler. Will Kyler Murray want to play there? We'll see. But Jets number 3 on our list.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that's just one of the ones where it's like you feel for Kyler because he's going to have to go into another rebuilding situation. It feels like the guy, as soon as they get to near the end of a rebuild, the organization just kind of pivots and he's got to start from scratch again. So, yeah, I don't disagree with the New York Jets. So we've got the Jets 3rd behind the Vikings in the top 1 as far as the Falcons. Couple interesting spots here. Do we want to keep them away from the poverty areas? I'm looking at Pittsburgh, and I don't know if there's enough cap space for them to get Kyler Murray. You're looking at the team that would acquire Kyler, if we're assuming this is via trade.
Yes.
Would have to assume like nearly $37 million in guarantees.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's something that Pittsburgh, with all that money that they have, set up for their defense, if they could afford that. I don't know. I'm looking at, the Saints as a potential landing spot. As you're going to hear from our guy, Trevor Sikkema, they're kind of stuck in purgatory. Like, they made their bed with Tyler Shuck. They took Rattler the previous draft. Like, are they going to could they bring in Kyler Murray as somebody that kind of break glass in case of emergency and then get him in there so they don't have to endure a full season's worth of Tyler CHUG.
So you're going Saints at 4. I don't hate that. I think, are they going to look at Tyler CHUG and like a Ty Simpson on the same level? We'll see. It's the same regime.
Yeah.
So I like Kyler Murray in a dome. I like them. That's another East Coast team. And I firmly think number 4, New Orleans Saints destination. And then number 5, you're looking around the landscape of the NFL. And it's like Kyler Murray's not going to be traded to the Browns, right? He's not going to be traded to, I don't think Pittsburgh's a realistic option. My only kind of out of the box team would be the Las Vegas Raiders.
Okay.
Is that
lost there? And I was like, oh crap, don't do it. Yeah.
If Pete Carroll is fired,
they
blow it up, they get a new regime. Kyler Murray can go there with a fresh start with Brock Bowers and company playing in a dome. Geno Smith is atrocious. He's you can't play him. Now, the only thing that would cause a rift with that is, where do the Raiders? I think the Raiders might lose out, frankly. So they will have a chance at a top quarterback. But who's to say you get Kyler Murray and you get Dante Moore? You get Kyler Murray and you get Ty Simpson, and you sit them and you do it correct. So to recap, we are going number 1, Atlanta Falcons, number 2, Minnesota Vikings, number 3, if I remember as we're doing this on the fly, who's our number 3 team?
We had Falcons, Vikings. We had Jets.
There it is. Saints. And then the Las Vegas Raiders. Honorable mentions for.
Yeah, I got some.
Yeah, let me hit me with it.
Yeah. I saw it in the chat. It'd be interesting, but they're stuck with the Tua contract. Dolphins, I'm ruling them out. I know Tyrann Mathieu was saying that. Pittsburgh Steelers gave you the reason for that. I don't think there's enough cap space to facilitate that. And then the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah. I just, none of those franchises. Man, let's see. I'm looking at everybody else. The 5 teams we gave, I think, are certainly the 5 most realistic. Don't you think? I think that's the group right now. And things can change. They can change on a dime here. Let's keep things going, Bo, with our top 5 quarterback veteran candidate. Are we going veteran or combination?
I think we just do a combination.
That's fair.
And should we have Sikkema first, because he sheds some pretty good light on this?
Yeah, let's do Sikkema, then let's come back. Let's do a break, then do Sikkema, because Sikkema is a 2-parter.
Yeah.
Then we'll come back and we'll talk about top 5 candidates for sure.
Yeah. Noah's got an update as far as our day of giving. You guys continue to crush it. We are just cruising on our fundraising goal because of all your generous donations. Noah, man, where are we at?
We got Spencer Vance with $5. We got Cruz Espuro with $20. Thank you, Cruz. Funk Master Peeps, $20. Lamar Washington, $5. And Cuff 66 back with another $15. Wow. That's a second donation.
Where are we up to, my guy?
We are at $652 total.
So just under $150, you get a mock draft live, and we're going multiple rounds, and we are trading Kyler Murray in that mock draft to one of the 5 teams we just mentioned. Hot damn, PHNX Cardinals is rolling. Hit that like for our friends, your big brother, big sister. We're back with Sweet Baby Trev after this. Man, oh man, I'm fired up. I'm checking out Bo's rivalry jersey, and I'm like, give me that. I want that for myself. You don't deserve it, but what I can do is I can go and get that. I can cop that for myself. I don't like the shimmy shake with our friends at Rally House. Rally House is the go-to spot to shop all your favorite local Arizona team gear with tens of thousands of products to shop from. They've got Diamondback stuff, spring training right around the corner. They've got ASU, U of A, Phoenix Suns, one of the hottest teams in the NBA. I want that. I'm jealous of that. Don't be jealous of the gear. Get it for yourself. Shop at the Tempe, Mesa, and Glendale location. They only carry Arizona sports teams too. Every time you visit a Rally House, you're guaranteed to find something new, unique, and matches your game day vibe. Find your local Rally House location. Shop their entire product assortment online. RallyHouse.com today.
If you're a Cardinals fan, you're probably looking to your fellow fans saying, we need a class action lawsuit against this team. What they've done to us. I'm injured. I'm emotionally in distress. I need help. Look to your friends at the husband and wife law team. Actually, all seriousness, they take serious injury and wrongful deaths at the utmost respect and are going to do everything in their power to get you the results that you deserve after going through this pain and turmoil. Phoenix is their home. It's where they were raised. They're 8 children and where they practice their law. Let's face it, injury and it's obviously you want to hire the attorney that's focused on your best outcome. It's not how much money it makes the firm. And that's where Alexis and Mark, it's where they thrive. They bring hundreds of years of combined trial experience, multiple certified specialists in personal injury and wrongful death. Check them out. Great follow on social. It's fun. It adds some levity to, obviously you're dealing with some very serious issues here, but they're going to keep it light and make sure that you're in a good headspace as they fight for you. If you've gone through a serious injury, call the husband and wife law team at 602-783-8841. That's 602-783-8841. And visit them on their website. You can find the link in the show notes and just tell them Johnny sent you. Should we, I think we probably, before we get to Trev, should do this, the top 5 quarterbacks.
Okay, because then we got another read. All right. Yeah. Top 5 quarterback candidates to start for the Arizona.
I want to go from 5 down to 1. I don't know what that last time was where you start with 1. You talk about taking all the drama out of it.
Okay, and you and I, so we're on the same page.
Yeah.
There were 3 draft prospects on this list.
Yeah.
2 veteran. I'm going to give you number 5. Okay. And I sent this to Bo earlier today. This is out of left field. Okay. And Bo knows where I'm going with this. I actually told Coach Stark this yesterday. I think I love this idea. And I think that Howie Roseman, this is something I feel like would be up his alley. The Philadelphia Eagles are a reactionary franchise. The Philadelphia Eagles have underachieved offensively this year. They're talking about firing their coordinator. Call the Philadelphia Eagles, offer 2 first-round picks and Kyler Murray, including your top 5 pick this year, potentially, for Jalen Hurts to come to Arizona and stabilize the quarterback position, be a leader in the locker room. And again, you're talking about a Hail Mary play. I think there's a better chance Jalen Hurts is available before CJ Stroud is available. People hate this in the chat. Jalen Hurts to the Arizona Cardinals, number 5, Bo.
Yeah, I live in reality.
Why do people hate this?
I have a mortgage to pay. I've got kids to feed. I've got a lovely wife at home. I can't play in this la la land that you're describing here.
Guy won a Super Bowl. Guy's a great player
with an absolutely loaded roster, and then the cap hit that you're gonna have to sustain for him, and then you got all these void years on the back of his deal.
19 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 2,500 yards passing. He's got 8 rushing touchdowns. So it's basically he's got 27 and 2. And people
are you bringing the tush push?
Not good enough. Okay, guys, sorry. Arrest me. You guys arrest you.
Well, did you already just torpedo this entire segment?
No, I wanted to have a fun trade, but I guess nobody's in the mood for fun today. I guess the fun
I don't think it's possible. I don't think it's possible. If you were to trade for Jalen Hurts in the 2026 offseason, let's see. Yeah, that's not going to help. The Eagles can't do it. They just can't do it.
The cap's too big.
Yeah, they would be in the hole $85 million. No, do you have $85 million to give them?
Here's $2. Here's your $2.
Do you want me to scrub that from the list?
No.
It's a bad entry. People want their donation.
All right,
back.
do honorable mention, smart ass. You do number 5 then. Honorable mention. This show is supposed to be a positive show with big brothers, big sisters.
It is.
Everybody's throwing grenades at me. Everybody's throwing old rock.
Did you already chug your beer? Did you chug like 10 beers before you came up with this trade?
Right now, instead of talking to you. All right, give me number 5 then.
It's not great, but I think he's going to be a hot commodity this offseason. Davis Mills.
Okay, then I need to hear your rationale. I gave a rationale.
Davis Mills. I mean, it basically gives you two A's. That the LAC just canceled my membership. It's 2 A's. It's 2A and 2B instead of 1A or 1 and a 2 as far as Kyler Brissett, but we know what's going on. It's not pretty. And I think like you're going to realize that as far as the veteran market, as we outlined last night, You have to get creative with it. And I know Johnny tried to do that with this cockamamie trade, but I don't think that's where you can look.
The free agent veteran quarterbacks that you sent to me today, I have a firm reaction.
Throwing tomatoes at me.
Jacoby Brissett is better than 90% of these guys. I think Jacoby Brissett's better. Davis Mills only looks good because he's got D'Amico Ryans coordinating his defense.
Sure.
Like, come on, Davis Mills, let somebody else do that.
That's what I have at 5. Okay. But I'm not doing lay your head down on the pillow and dream something up type scenario like you did.
I'm trying to, if Jonathan Gannon and Monty Ossenford are in a must-win season, playoffs on the line, you bet your ass they're going to be throwing around first-round picks, trying to save their jobs, saving anybody. You're getting fired with Davis Mills. You should be fired.
Give me a 4th.
I don't even know. We'll let the chat decide. All right, I'm going to list you these names. Number 4. They're not trading for Mac Jones. They're not doing that. That's not happening.
Yeah, I've got him off my board just because the Niners would not do that. I agree with Winston, but he doesn't take care of the football. That's like the number one priority. The number one mandate of their quarterbacks.
Spencer Rattler, Jared Stidham, Gardner Minshew, Derek Carr. Who do you want? Who do you want in the Walmart $1 DVD bin of quarterbacks? Pick one of those guys.
I already voiced my opinion. I think Derek Carr he's starting experience.
His arm's toast.
That's the big criteria for Derek Carr.
I'm Derek Carr, and I can't throw 20 yards anymore. I'm telling. Yeah, nobody even like Minshew, Derek Carr. Somebody said K1. Carr at least is serviceable. All right, so it's Derek Carr.
Okay.
So the best available free agent quarterbacks, we're going to take the guy who's got potentially degenerative shoulder and retired last year. Hooray. Hooray. Jalen Hurts, honorable mention, Davis Mills, Derek Carr. Skip ahead. Let's get to the big 3, Bo. Top 3.
Number 3, quarterback out of Alabama, Ty Simpson. And then number 2, which
Dante Moore, quarterback out of Oregon.
I'll let you have that one, even though I've got him at 1. But you love Fernando Mendoza, QB out of Indiana.
He's got Andrew Luck vibes in terms of his brain. He's got a big brain, and he's going to be able to decipher the NFC West. He's got an opportunity to grow into, hopefully, an offense that's competent. 6'5". He's got a good arm, as Trevor Sikkema is going to break down. It's not a great arm, but he plays indoors. He's got sneaky good mobility. He is a prototype quarterback. He's going to be able to come and just stabilize this position. You can be cynical to Bama quarterbacks because of the supporting cast. I like what Siggs has done as their head coach, but who are they playing with? He's elevating everybody.
Yeah.
He's a win away this weekend. I think he's going to play very well against Ohio State from winning the Heisman Trophy. So give me Fernando Mendoza, firm number 1. I mean, Dante, I like Dante Moore. Couldn't beat out Dylan Gabriel last year. Slub, dirt, McGirt, Dylan Gabriel, who's slumming it with the Browns and is as tall as me. Dante Moore couldn't beat him out.
Yeah.
I mean, you can see special. Fernando Mendoza is special.
The giving, to our day of giving is special. That's the only thing special about this show. Our 2 lists are kind of stinkers, but you guys are crushing it in the chat. You guys are crushing it with your generosity, and we're going to reward you with some actual solid insight and more names to our quarterback list and landing spots from our guy, Trevor Sikkema, PFF. He's going to join us next here on PHNX Cardinals.
But real quick, let's get an update on some more donations here.
Yes.
We got AR Lopez with a $50.
Woo! Wow.
Thank you so much. And then Lamar Washington sent in a $20 super chat that we will get to later.
Thank you, Lamar.
Our total
75
now
there
is up to $722.
Woo! Love this. Jacob saying we're rage baiting. We are rage baiting for our friends at Big Brother, Big Sister. Let's go. In all seriousness, you guys are donating to a great cause. A lot of young people out there who need support in their life, who need stability in their life, and that's what Big Brothers Big Sisters is offering. So, again, no donation is too small. Anything that you guys can afford to give, we appreciate that more than you know.
Absolutely. We're back. More PHNX Cardinals coming up next.
Trevor Sikkema around the corner. If I'm a betting man, I'm betting on his insight being first class. And speaking of betting, we've got an NBA tip-off Tuesday. It's never ordinary with our friends at Bet365. See for yourself with the tip-off Tuesday offer. Place a qualifying game parlay bet with the safety net bet feature on Tuesday NBA games and get up to $10 in bonus bets if they lose. So you're getting bonus bets regardless. Terms and conditions apply. All you got to do, download the app, use the bonus code PHNX365 when you sign up. And of course, we've got hockey action. We've got Thursday night football around the corner. And then the coup de grace is Sunday, same game parlays. They've got the early payout offer. Bo was paid out early over the weekend and during the Iron Bowl. So right now, check them out. It's breaking news. New customers get $150 in bonus bets when you bet $5, win or lose. Use the bonus code PHNX365, deposit 10, place a $5 bet. You're getting those bonus bets. Got to be 21 years and older, physically located in Arizona. If you're someone you know has a gambling problem, wants help, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. Text Next Step to 53342 or visit problemgambling.az.gov bowl for more info.
Special things happening in the chat from the viewers and the listeners of this program. We're humbly blown away. Mountain America Credit Union. Here's why I love days like today. These super chats, they don't line in Johnny Venerable's pockets anymore like they usually do. No,
Sad.
it doesn't happen. But look, you need a checking account. Everybody needs a place to keep their money. And why not get the perks that you deserve? That's what Mountain America Credit Union is all about. It's their My Style checking account that has the perks just for you. Restaurant deals, mobile phone protection, telehealth access, loan rate discounts, offer on travels and events, and so much more. Make your My Style your lifestyle. Mountain America Credit Union. Visit macu.com/mystyle to apply. It's that easy. It's, of course, insured by NCUA. Membership's required based on eligibility. Some benefits require no-cost registration activation. Terms, conditions, and exclusions apply, but do it for yourself. Make My Style your lifestyle at Mountain America Credit Union. Visit macu.com/mystyle to apply.
We've got more donations. We've hit the 800 mark. Unbelievable. We are going to do a mock draft. You guys are unbelievable. We're going to do it. We will trade Kyler Murray in our mock draft. You will watch that. We want to get to Trev first. Let's get to
Well, hold on. So where are we, Noah, right now? So those who get to consume the greatness that is Trevor Sikkema, and what our goal is to get Johnny on the spot, putting the chug on before we get out of here tonight.
Well, Brian P. is a man of his word and matched Shaft's $100 donation. So they both each donated $100.
$200
for Brian.
Wow, unbelievable. Brian P. Unbelievable. Anonymous sent $20, and then we got a $20 super chat from Jonathan Castro. We are at a total of $962.
$38 away. Johnny, go get a cold one. Trev's telling about the quarterbacks. You can get off screen and go to your fridge to get
it's
a
for
nice
the children. All right. Trevor Sikkema, let's hear from him.
Who should be Kyler Murray's successor? As it looks like it's an inevitable divorce between him and the Arizona Cardinals. We go to an expert, all things NFL draft, and also broke down what a Cardinals' ideal offseason would look like. Our guy, Tampa Bay, Trey, it's Trevor Sikkema, PFF, the NFL Stock Exchange. And Trev, how we doing, my man?
I'm doing fantastic, guys. Appreciate you having me on the show. I wish it was under better circumstances. I really do, obviously, with how the Cardinal season is going. But it's always good to link up with you guys and talk a little ball. So I appreciate you having me back.
Your breakdown on how to fix the Arizona Cardinals went viral here locally, and a lot of positive feedback because, Trevor, a lot of Cardinal fans just want to take a sledgehammer to this. And let's start with the writing on the wall. And let's start with Kyler Murray because, Gannon came out yesterday and the window to open him up officially started yesterday, but they're not going to do it. As my co-host, reported, it's not going to happen. Like they're slow playing this for a reason. They don't want him to get injured. They're waiting till this offseason can hit so they can shop him officially to other teams. Let's start with this. What do you feel like is the best landing spot for Kyler Murray given his age and his contract?
Wow. Yeah. So Kyler's entire situation is very interesting, right? Because it's a very high paying contract. He will be, as of next year, I believe, the 11th highest paid player in the NFL, unless there's some contracts that I'm not thinking of that would have overtaken him. He's at least in the top 12, right? He's in that range of the guys who are paid the most in the NFL. And very clearly, the Cardinals would need a player like that to be quarterback, and they don't believe in him. And so you think to yourself, well, the best case scenario for the Cardinals is to trade him. But does somebody believe that the price would be right in that regard? Like, are we getting a little bit of a Brock Osweiler type of a trade where, like, hey, if you take Kyler off of our books with a trade, we might give you, they're not going to give him like a super high pick or anything, but like we might give you a little bit of draft capital. We might be able to do that if we're not only giving you a potential franchise quarterback, they still believe in him, which I think that they would at that point. We'll also give you some draft capital. I truly don't know what the most likely scenario is between that, which I think the Cardinals would prefer to trade him, or the rest of the teams in the NFL going, kind of calling their bluff and saying, you're going to cut him. So it does not matter. You're going to cut him. You're going to get rid of him in any way, shape, or form. He's not going to be on the roster for you next year. And I think you guys would know this, confirm this better than I do, but I believe it's like 5 days after the new league year is when the money guarantees for not just 2026, but then 2027. So he has to be off of their roster before that 5th day in the new league year. So there's a little bit of a time crunch here to figure it out once we start to get into the offseason. But, you know, you think about landing spots like would the Raiders take a swing on him, right? Depending on what happens with Pete Carroll and Geno Smith, like that's a potential landing spot there. Obviously, with how things have gone in Minnesota, like do they get super aggressive? Do they believe that Kyler Murray could actually be that answer for them in Minnesota? Because it feels like even if maybe they're not totally giving up on JJ McCarthy, you can't go into next season with just him. It's got to be somebody else alongside him. So maybe a solution like Kyler would make you think that you don't even need JJ McCarthy at that point. So, I mean, those are two that come to mind. Pittsburgh, of course, I have no idea what's going to happen in Pittsburgh, but clearly they need a quarterback of the future there. It's not working now with it just feels like Band-Aid plans that they've had a quarterback for basically just since Roethlisberger was there. And now I think all of that is coming to a head where they're going to have some serious conversations about really being a team that needs to make a major change. And if they don't want to draft one, if they don't think that they could draft one, well, then all of a sudden Kyler comes into play with a team like that. But those are a handful. I mean, Atlanta's the only other one that, as I'm kind of like thinking of it out loud here.
Yeah, I like that fit a lot.
They'll probably move. They're probably just going to post June 1 cut Kirk Cousins, because remember, you could designate 2 of your cuts to be post June 1 cuts. And if they do that, yes, they have to pay him more money up front, but Arthur Blank's got it. He's not worried about that. It means that the cap hit is less for Kirk Cousins to no longer be on the team. Are you really going to go into next year with Penix and his knee injury? At that point, like, maybe you get spicy and you say to yourself, all right, Arizona, we'll give you Penix for Kyler Murray. And I'm not saying like that would be the only components of the deal. Draft picks, something like that would probably, even out one way or the other. But that's sort of the spicy landing spot of you might be able to get a quarterback back that you could say, hey, let's give Penix 2026, see what we got. And then if not, the 2027 NFL draft, the quarterback class looks much more robust in theory, depending on who doesn't and does declare for this 2026 group, which it looks like it's not going to be a ton of these guys. So that's a scenario that I think piques the interest of a lot of people to potentially move on via a trade.
Yeah, a little bit more palatable, right? I mean, I think that the fan base would take that something in return instead of having to go the route of D-Hop a couple seasons ago, where, like you outlined, they telegraphed that thing and the rest of the league said, wait, we'll just wait till you release them. That seems like the worst of all realities for the Cardinals. The biggest kind of, I guess, scare tactic for Cardinals or fear is that, Kyler Murray goes and finds success. But regardless of how he exits the organization, what's, the successor to Kyler Murray? In your opinion, what's their best path to find, steady quarterback play in 2026 and beyond?
Yeah, it's tricky, right? Because when we did the Fixing the Cardinals episode, I actually haven't heard y'all's thoughts on Monty Ossenfort, so I'm not sure if you would agree with this or not. But when I look at Monty over the last 2-3 years of him being in Arizona, I think that some people are lumping them together just because of the struggles of the organization. And I think that they say, like, let's just clean house. We want to totally clean house. Let's get rid of Gannon. Let's get rid of Austin Fort. And I look at what Austin Fort's done and I go, well, hold on here. Has everything been perfect? No, but you look at the team that he inherited and the team that he has now, it's way more talented top to bottom. That's not to say there's not holes on the roster, but you got talented guys in the building, and you give him one more offseason with a full draft class, I think the offensive line starts to look a lot better, at least has a much higher talent ceiling. Maybe you get somebody at inside linebacker, depending on what you think it, like cornerback, you could be adding there. But it's like, I think that this becomes a pretty damn good team on paper this upcoming offseason. The question then becomes, sure, Fernando Mendoza, Dante Moore, maybe Ty Simpson in the draft, those guys could be alluring. But are they going to hit the ground running for you the way that the rest of this roster is kind of in a winning window right now? And there were a lot of people that were potentially picking the Arizona Cardinals to make the playoffs. And the reason why is because of how talented it feels like that roster is with some of the rookie classes that they've had, some of the free agents that they've been able to have. And so that then, in my opinion, will become the biggest discussion point of the offseason is you can go after different quarterbacks. Like, again, there's some that might become available, like you might be able to go get Jameis Winston, Davis Mills, Jimmy Garoppolo, like guys like lower tiered guys like that. Maybe you trade for Mac Jones, right? Like somebody in that regard. Maybe you're entertaining, okay, a trade with Minnesota or a trade with the Atlanta Falcons where you're getting their rookie back in return. Maybe you feel better about that route, because if not, then it sets up an interesting pathway between where the current roster is and where your quarterback situation might be. In reality, you would want Kyler Murray to be good. Like that's what you would actually want here, because the rest of the roster is there for it. But in my opinion, I think that as long as you have the right guy at offensive coordinator, which I know it hasn't looked good for Drew Petzing. I don't know if he's going to be here next year. It kind of doesn't feel like it with how much they've really struggled. But if you get the right guy at offense coordinator and you get a quarterback who you even feel good about, maybe not a franchise caliber ceiling like Kyler Murray, but again, maybe you're trading for Jameis Winston, trading for Davis Mills, Mac Jones, or whatever, you might be able to compete. I know the division's really tough, but the rest of the roster feels like it's close, especially if you have an offseason where you feel like you can invest a lot of draft capital specifically into offensive line, getting a lot more talented there and feeling a lot better about that. So just to go back to answering your question, I think a veteran fits this team best for where they currently are. I just don't know if they're going to have the right one to take them to the playoffs in this division the way that the rest of the roster might want to, which then, of course, then brings up, all right, well, then you're hoping you're drafting one of these talented guys in the first round.
Before we touch on those three players, because I think Bo and I like all three in different variations, I think that's the outline that you gave, I think is the most likely based on the fact that, like, the fan base wants Jonathan Gannon to no longer coach this team. Mm-hmm. And regardless of Bo and I's opinion, like we have it sourced, like he will be back. They're going to give him another year. We feel pretty confident Drew Petzing's not going to return. He's going to have a new offensive coordinator. I mean, like lining up in a reality in which, hey, we have to go and win 9 or 10 games next year with Jonathan Gannon in this roster that's ready to win. Mm-hmm. That's why this Kyler Murray thing is so befuddling, because it's like, yeah, I mean, like Kyler Murray is going to easily be the best quarterback available this offseason.
Right.
You're giving him away. So the fan base is just coming from a perspective of like, well, then just fire everybody and then take a rookie quarterback and then slow play their development. They're kind of doing this out of order.
Yeah, and that I think is sometimes an issue with a lot of these organizations is they are a little out of order, right? The quarterbacks, like the Vikings are a perfect example, right? Rest of the team is there. Now they've had some injuries that have been really tough for them, but like for the most part, this team won 14 games last season, right? The rest of the and they only got better with the guys that they added in the offseason. They are ready to win right now. We saw that in 2024. The quarterback's not. And as we can see, like that's sometimes the only thing that matters. And so we'll talk about the quarterbacks here in a second. I think those guys could be good for you, but are they good enough? Like, are they really what you want them to be? And can they figure it out in year 1, year 2 to make sure that it's worth it? That's why, to be honest, when we were talking about it earlier, the PHNX trade is probably the most alluring one, depending on what his knee looks like with rehab and the honest timeline with him. Because look, I mean, if he's going to miss all of September and maybe into October, that then probably doesn't work out for you. But if you could tell me that he's on the practice field some point in training camp and he's getting some preseason reps, then I think you feel good about, like you said, you're giving away the most talented quarterback that's going to be available this offseason. So you feel a little bit better about saying, okay, we're going to move on from him, but at least we get a guy back who has started in the league this year with Penix. And yeah, it's been a little disappointing, but he's young. You feel better about him next year, swing of the bat. And if it doesn't work, like we said, then you're probably cleaning house in other ways anyways. And you're probably going all in for a quarterback in 2027 because that 2027 class looks a little bit more loaded.
Really fascinating stuff from Trev there. I mean, Michael Penix is, you would think it, would they want to holster him as he makes his way back from a knee surgery, or have they made a decision as far as Michael Penix? I mean, this is not a guy that hasn't had injuries before. I mean, his collegiate career was riddled by injuries. If you're the Cardinals and you could get him come west, you get it controllable, but it's still like the jury's out. Like, is he a starting caliber player in this league? And like I was saying this yesterday, Johnny, like it's razor edge thin, but the difference between starting caliber quarterback and a backup quarterback has been on full display the entire JG era. 2 wins without Kyler Murray, who's a starting caliber quarterback, without him.
Yeah, and I like what was Monty Ossenford's like pre-draft grade on Michael Penix, because they grade everybody, even the quarterbacks. Like the year they took Mara 4th overall, like what do you think they had on Michael Penix? Like, right. Again, you want to pick up Michael Penix, who like his salary is not nothing. I mean, he's a top 10 draft pick or whatever it was.
It's rookie scale, and the I think the Falcons would be on the hook for all his guarantees.
Yeah. So I mean, if you're gonna, I'm not opposed to Michael Penix if you're taking on Kyler Murray and all of his money, and you're also like getting a pick. I don't think their fan base could stomach that though. Like I just think from an optics standpoint, you're better off trading a pick for Kyler and just letting your fans know, like, okay, Michael's not ready, Kyler's here. We're gonna go with Kyler. We're gonna let Michael get healthy. I don't think you can ship an injured Michael Penix away unless you just get a new GM and the GM's just like, I'm gutting this whole thing. Well, I mean, you could
maybe they will.
Yeah,
I think that writing could be on the wall. I mean, to think about that draft day after signing Cousins to that,
everyone knew it was a mistake. Everyone did.
And then they take Penix, and they're staring down just 2 seasons later. Neither of them potentially being there, that'd be pretty insane. But like, as far as really kind of good landing spots for Kyler,
yeah,
you've got, I think a decent O-line. You've got a good run game, obviously, with Bijan. You've got Drake London on the outside. So, Johnny, you're ready to go, my man.
I have my Tillman jersey on. Somebody in the chat says I look like a big child in that jersey.
You do.
So here's what we're gonna do. I took a Corona and I poured it into this mason jar. So I'm going to drink out of this so it's easier to chug.
Now, hold on. Does anybody have issue that we didn't get to witness Johnny pour the beer?
I mean, like, this is full, I just poured it in front of my wife. This is a full beer. I have another Corona in the fridge. I can go. This is a huge mason jar, and it goes milliliters. I wanted something that could breathe a little bit. Is that an issue with people? If people are saying it doesn't count, you want me to do a Corona like out of the bottle? Look,
if they paid $1,000 for this chug, they should at least get what they want.
Put Bo on, that's fine. Put Bo single shot. I'll try to do it the bottle. I'll be right back.
No. Wait, what do we think? No, I mean,
no. People are saying it doesn't count, so okay. You're right. If this was Mocha-gate, everybody screw yourself. But for the kids, charity, I will do it. What you ask, I'll be right back. Put single shot for Bo. No, I'll be right back.
Before you go, let's see who broke the camel's back here.
Okay.
With the donations, we had Lamar Washington with $15, and we had Cruz back in it for $50.
Wow.
Who broke the seal? A total of $1,027.
Unbelievable. I can't believe it. I really can't. The generosity of this chat, of this community, giving back to big brothers, big sisters, the want, the will to see Johnny fail chugging once again. I just love it.
Bottle's gonna be so much more. I was like, all right, this can breathe a little bit. I can do like a full mouth chug. This is gonna be rough. I guess that's what people want. You want to see me get beer all myself in my workstation? That's fine. We have to do a mock draft too, and your super chats. All right, single shot. I'll be right back for all the people that are upset. I understand. I'll be right back.
I'm upset. I was going to show my moral support for Johnny by chugging in unison with him. No, I go outside the studios here to the fridge in the common area, and we don't have a single beer in sight at PHNX Studios.
We did not, but you know what we do have?
We do. We have our guys at Three Amigos. We got this delicious tequila that while Johnny struggles, labors through, chugging out of his Corona, Noah and I will salute and have a shot of Three Amigos. Of course, it's farm to glass. I know that Damon Dog on the Wildcats broadcast had about 4 of these. I know he's probably still a little bit loopy as he walks around outside of our studio, but man, we're just kind of blown away. Ryan, I'm going to try to chug. I mean, I'm just going to do a simple little shot. I'm not going to chug tequila.
I think that would be worth it.
No, I don't think so. We're not going to get blackout here. There's Johnny. He's back.
All right. Is this good? Everybody need to
Big
see
boy.
my hands?
I think so.
People are saying this is apple juice. I wish it was. All right. Corona Extra. It's not light beer. God, I'd kill for a White Claw right now. We're struggling. All right. Let's do this. We're on.
I'm going to join you.
Are you ripping? See how many shots it takes?
No. I'm just gonna. This is my like really sad attempt at moral support. There were no beers here at the studio.
You know where this screws me too is like zero foam in this, so I can't. Because I poured that whole thing in, but a lot of that was foam. Definitely could have cheated with the foam.
I think you're gonna benefit from lack of foam.
You think so? I don't know.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All right, I'm gonna mute myself. Why is everybody comfortable with that? Mute
Tornado time.
No, you need to keep that microphone.
I want to mute you guys too, because Bo usually heckles me when I do this, and it doesn't help.
No, I mean you know what I'm saying inside my head. I am heckling you, but I don't actually verbally abuse you.
Right. In all seriousness, the best Cardinal community, the best community on the internet. We appreciate everybody, big brothers, big sisters. Over $1,000.
Wow!
Cheers from PHNX Cardinals. Here we go.
Clink, clink, down the hatch. Go, Johnny! That is good. Well, got about midway through.
There we go. Look at him go. Look at that animal. Look at that absolute animal.
Johnny!
Whoa!
I feel like that was my best one.
That was
good.
That was good.
Disappointingly good.
Nice job.
That's right. For the kids, for the children. Let's go.
Doesn't he look like a guy at a frat party right now with his jersey?
Yeah.
People,
hey.
I'm next on beer pong.
That was pretty good. I had to stop. I was probably about right here, and I had to clean a couple things up. All right. I feel like people are showing me some love in the chat. I'm improving, guys. This is getting better. Thank you.
What do we expect? What do we expect?
People expected
a lot of people paid that money because they thought they were going to see you fail horribly,
spit up on myself,
something embarrassing, something that resembles my 5-month-old after taking a baba, but you proved them wrong.
Thank you. And here's what I want to say. Because I did that so successfully, I will be driving during this mock draft, and there's a potential for me to pull the road card on one of these 3 selections. You know what? I think you're right. I think the bottle did help me a little bit.
Yeah.
Thank you all for the kind words in the chat. I've come a long way. Here on this little fanboy pod. And
it was your hero moment.
How was the tequila, by the way? Smooth?
Oh, the smoothest.
Man.
It was. I was actually shocked. I was expecting, at least to make a weird face.
It was really good.
Didn't happen.
I enjoyed it. I would like to have another.
Yeah. No, you can't.
Noah can Noah can party. He can hang. If you take Noah to San Francisco for the Super Bowl, it's gonna have to be on my A game with Noah.
I'm gonna fall down one of those long roads that go like all the way to the ocean.
Last thing here, there is that's a two-parter with Trevor Sikkema. We will have the rest of Trev posted here on PHNX Sports for you guys to consume. You can see the rest of what he has to say, breaking down this draft class.
All right, let's do it. Mock draft simulator. Your boys driving and belching, sharing screens. PFF in honor of sweet baby Trev. Arizona Cardinals, Brack, Johnny Venerable mock draft. Cardinals 8th overall. 3 rounds here. And a prerequisite for this mock draft is we have to trade Kyler Murray. So we traded into Atlanta last time, Bo. I think we do a different team here. How do you feel about the New York Jets as an option?
Yeah, and they've got plenty of draft capital. I think we're going to keep it realistic. We're not going to go for that top 10 pick, but try to recoup something as you say goodbye to your franchise quarterback. Yeah, I like the Jets, any of the teams we mentioned, Atlanta, Vegas. I think you can look at those and see, what you could get in return in the form of, late first, day 2 pick. I think that's all on the table.
I would say the pick that they traded away, part of the Quinnen Williams deal. How about, so it's not even, their own pick that they would have to be parting ways with. Pick 48 feels like a good sweet spot. How do you feel about that?
It looks good. It looks like they're, more than willing to do that. Do you push? Do you try to get, another pick in there?
Man, 107 is the top of the 4th. I really just want to focus on the picks we're getting now.
Okay.
I think top 50 pick, I think Monty Ossenford would run to the table for that. So we're going to offer this trade. They're going to accept it. So Cardinals now have a 1st and 2 2s to start their draft and potentially their rebuild. We're going to start this draft, and the Cardinals have missed out on the top 3 quarterbacks, unfortunately. So Ty Simpson, Fernando Mendoza, and Dante Moore go ahead of the Cardinals. So we're going to be going a little chalky here as it relates to non-quarterbacks, Bo.
This is the blow that we weren't expecting to have to absorb here. 3 quarterbacks off the board.
Well, I think if they're picking 8, Bo, we can't expect to get a quarterback, in my opinion.
But it stinks that the team you just traded Kyler Murray just took Dante Moore right before you were about to be on the clock. And
should we restart? Does anyone want to restart? Should we trade up to try to get a quarterback?
No, I think you go. You take probably the tackle on the board if he's there.
No, there's no tackle here. Which tackle? This kid, Spencer Fano?
Yeah.
He's good.
Fano?
I like him.
Okay, so we're going Spencer Fano, 8th overall.
Well, okay.
Didn't you say that's what you wanted to do? Sorry.
Well, I was going to see maybe you could trade down, but
let's look at the second-tier quarterbacks here. Nussmeier, Lenore Sellers, and Jaden, my guy from USC. I think one of these 2 picks has to be a quarterback.
Yeah, it's interesting. You've got guys who I think are toolsy. I mean, Sellers is more toolsy than Jaden from USC, but Jaden has been more productive by a long shot compared to Sellers. So you're going on, projectability versus, productivity. So it's really kind of what do you prefer? There's not a lot of experience from either quarterback. More so, Sellers, and he's been there for a couple of years, but man, I think if you're going on like ceiling, Sellers has a much higher ceiling, but there's a lot of bust. There's a lot of boom bust there.
Sellers has 13 passing touchdowns. In our interview with Trevor that he's going to highlight in part 2, he believes that South Carolina has just basically mailed it in this year. They're just in such a bad spot. Here's what I like about Jaden. Who is Jaden's college coach?
DJ, I like him. I like him here. Like I don't know if I like him at with the first pick that the Cardinals have.
Who's Jaden's college coach?
Lincoln.
And how many franchise quarterbacks has he developed? A lot. Caleb Williams, Kyler Murray, Baker Mayfield. I mean, he's been around a lot of these players. So I think he was around.
But I think Jaden is the least gifted, and like I don't mean that by It's not an indictment on him. It's just, like those were some special quarterbacks,
right? But could he?
Athletes.
But think about where we're picking and where those guys went. Could this guy be like an Andy Dalton, Dak Prescott, Kirk Cousins, where it's like there's not flash, but there's a lot of substance? 9 yards of completion. He's going to finish the year with almost 30 touchdowns, total touchdowns, including rushing. I can't for the life of me take Sellers. I'm just going to be anti-Sellers this offseason. I've seen it with Anthony Richardson. There's just too many similarities. If the chat wants Sellers or Nussmeier, so be it. My vote would be, I think we're going to be talking about Jaden as a fast riser and a potential first-round pick come this spring. I think he's going to force the issue because of that pedigree he gets working with Lincoln Riley. And his production's been really good.
Yeah, I mean, I think the situation that you're in right now, obviously this is barring what the quarterback market does for you as far as the NFL goes, like the vets. You've got Brissett on the roster, but you don't have if you take Sellers now, like it might be something you could develop him, that raw skill set and something down the road, but I don't think they have the luxury. I think they would probably go for a more polished prospect than Sellers. And you would have to just say, we're going to pass on the tools and we're going to take Jaden instead.
All right. Is everybody cool with Jaden?
Yeah.
All right.
I like it.
Day 2 pick. Now we're back on the clock. A couple different options here. Austin Severell, I can't pronounce his last name. He's going to kick.
Nailed it.
Nice. He's going to kick in the guard. We have a tackle. We have a potential future franchise quarterback. You want to look at receiver here?
Receiver, I mean, I think maybe you get more of a balanced draft than you did last year where you went all defense instead of just going all offense, even though that's your big problem area. And you still want to go like best available, but what do you have? What can you add as far as the trenches? What can you add as far as, I don't think it's too early now to go off-ball linebacker because you need, it's such a need now. Like, what do you see as far as best available in those positions?
They love Illinois players. Monty Ossenford taking Isaiah Adams and our third tight end blocking Tip Ryman, he who should now be named. Gabe Lucas is probably maxed out his physical ability. I watch a lot of Illinois football, 11 sacks on the year.
Yeah.
Senior. He's probably not what they want in terms of a top 50 pick. I think probably more of a day 3 guy. You could go Austin, kick him inside because he's played left and right guard. That's very chalk. I had a tough time, obviously, against Texas, but held up well against some good programs. I am pro playmakers. I love Michael. I love Marv. You're going to lose Greg Dortch. Zay Jones is a free agent. I would go, I think this kid out of Tennessee, I mean, he's got really nice measurables, 6'5", 200, 16.5 yards per catch. He's been a productive player. He's been there for a while. And then, if you want to get a little bit more shifty, this kid out of USC, you reunite him with his quarterback, 6'4", 200, probably not.
Yeah.
Bernard out of Bama, 6'1", 200, a little bit more compact. I don't know. Chat, who do you like at wide receiver that you've seen this year? I would be more inclined to go with a playmaker.
I would be more inclined to go with like the true premium position, the edge rusher, more so than wide receiver. I mean, you got Trey locked up at tight end. You got Marv coming back for year 3. You got Michael Wilson coming back, who proved, he's more than his stats have shown the last couple seasons. Sure, you got to replace probably Dortch. You got to replace Zay Jones, but I think this is a little bit early where you got like 3 mouths to legitimately feed before you even get to this guy. I just don't know if that's I don't know if there's value there.
Okay. All right. Gabe Jackson, it is 11 sacks. Again, Marcus Golden once upon a time had a low ceiling according to scouts, and that worked out pretty well. So let's go Gabe Jackson, pass rusher out of Illinois. All right. Can we now look at potential options? Nussmeier falling at playmaker. Off-ball linebacker is fine here as well. A lot of tight ends, hard pass. Best available playmaker, Nick Anderson out of LSU with some horrendous stats. So big no there. How about the other running back for Notre Dame? I like running backs. Let's filter RBs here. Darian Price, who is the counterpoint to Jeremiah Love, the first rounder. Nice yards per carry, 11 touchdowns this season. Does he have the size here? 5'11", 210. I don't hate it. Anybody love any of these backs enough to take him at 72?
Not really.
Okay.
Not really. I mean, you got it's a
tough
backup there. Yeah.
Rod Moore, I mean, listen, he's been a good player. He was injured last year. He was elite with Harbaugh, as you can see. At 6 foot, just under 200 pounds. I mean, you're going to lose Jalen Thompson this offseason free agency. Buddha is clearly coming down at the end of his career. I wouldn't hate a safety here, but I don't know if the board supports it. And you're kind of saying off-ball linebacker a little bit. I don't know if there's a clear-cut option here that is a slam dunk for this team, Bo. Are you seeing anything you like?
No, but I don't think it's also a spot where you can really kind of go wrong. Like I thought we were sniffing around the right spot as far as running back because of, like what we haven't been able to see from Trey Benson.
Right.
As James Conner went down with the foot injury. The wide receiver now, like you're getting deeper in the draft. I don't know, but isn't Whit Weeks Lane Kiffin's daughter's boyfriend? Isn't that what's going on?
Yeah. Is he going to transfer? What's going on? No.
He's going to graduate probably.
Yeah, he's going to graduate. Okay, so what do people like? Chat, you vote on the last pick here. It's been a little bit of a tough draft to navigate.
A lot of people like Skylar Bell.
Okay.
Wide receiver. I saw Whit Weeks.
Skylar Bell, 1,200 yards. Yeah, looks 6 foot, 185.
UConn wide receiver. What's his size?
6 foot, 185. Redshirt senior. So it's like what you see is what you get. Does excellent against man coverage. Yeah, let's do it. They need playmakers. I don't love the program. You know how I feel about small school receivers after the Andy Isabella debacle, but I'm willing to take a chance here, Bo.
Okay.
UConn is really good. I think they got like 10 wins this year or something like that.
They lost their coach.
All right. They don't ignore the grade. I like this draft. You get a franchise quarterback potentially. You get a right tackle to bookend with Paris Johnson. You get a playmaker and you get an edge rusher. I like the positions. The first two players I love, and then the rest of it is just kind of
PFF hates them.
Trevor Sikkema believes Jaden's going to be a day 2 pick. Listen to the rest of our interviews. So I think he's the fastest riser in this draft. People are upset that we took Spencer over Jordan Tyson. I'm sure there are going to be people that take issue with that as well.
I mean, I don't think you get the value that you would want from Jordan Tyson when you've got McBride and you've got Marv. At best, he's your third option in the passing attack. Why would you use a top 10 pick on that?
I think they need
watch this offensive line next week and tell me where they're in desperate need of O-line or playmaking.
They need a mid-round underneath receiver that's compact, 5'11", 6 foot, that's big, that can help underneath. That's what they need because you've got Michael and Marv are prototypical outside receivers. And I think people are going to be disappointed like not taking Jordan Tyson. Marvin Harrison Jr. deserves an opportunity to get right with a new coordinator.
Yeah.
I'm not in the camp of, hey, let's move off of Marv. It's like, no. I need to see Marv with not Drew Petzing. I want to read this because you sent this to me, this transcript from Drew's presser earlier today. Somebody asked Drew, JG, I'm paraphrasing here. This is to Drew Petzing. JG said a similar thing that both of those 4th downs, you got the looks you wanted. But is it that concerning to you when an opposing coach says he knew parts of what was coming? And Drew Petzing said in response, no, not particularly. So not concerning when they know what we're going to do on defense.
Sniffing out your looks. They're telegraphing where they're going to go. Deo texted me. He said he's been watching some of the film, and there's some pretty crazy, eye-opening things that he saw as far as especially that 4th and 1 play. So check out Teo_Mackey on Twitter. He's going to post some of that breakdown. I'm interested to see it. You guys, I think, will be very interested to see it as far as the looks they were providing to this defense and how it wasn't just those plays that it looks like the Bucs were prepared for.
We got 330 people watching live right now, and you guys have been unbelievable with your donations. I'll give you an idea of a mini scoop here at the end of the show if you're sticking with us as it relates to what Bo just described, disappointing with Drew Petzing. One of the coordinators that the Cardinals are looking at is a former head coach in the NFL. So I think you're going to be able to feel better about the direction of that group come January. But take solace in knowing like former head coach and should be able to do better than. I mean, Teo posted a video today of like the worst play action of all time. Like nobody believes the Cardinals play action. So I promise everybody there are brighter days ahead for this franchise. But a lot of people want to see JG gone, and fortunately or unfortunately for JG, like that, he's going to be sticking around. For the people that want him gone, it's just got to hope that he can figure it out with a new staff. What are you smiling about?
Just Jacob's he's just hitting Fernando every other he's spamming the chat, and then Jacob Tackett thinks he sniffed out coordinator. He's wrong. Chip Kelly, gross, not happening. Chip Kelly will be lucky to get another job in the NFL.
He's going to be going back to he'll be going back to Brian Hartline, crushing it with Ohio State. He'll be going back to replace Brian Hartline when he's a head coach somewhere. Get to these super chats here. You guys are unbelievable. Over $1,000 worth of donations and 4 super chats today. So we keep things going here. $10 rocker. Tony Valentino, my first super chat. Well, thank you so much, Tony.
Thanks, Tony.
Want to keep Jacoby, beef up the O-line next year. Why? I think Jacoby's going to be around. I think Jacoby's going to be running their offseason program. I mean, he's a great mentor for a Dante Moore or Ty Simpson or Jaden or Fernando Mendoza. He's exactly what you want. But what comes with the expectations then of a rookie with Jacoby and JG, I just don't think that's realistic to be able to put like a playoff berth. It would just be so much easier to say, hey, Clint Kubiak, first year. Hey, Robert Saleh. You got Jacoby. You got Dante Moore. Okay, like let's just develop. Let's do this right. I'm a little bit concerned on how that might look with a rookie.
Yeah, and I don't think that there's another gear. Like what you've seen is what you get.
Right.
10 years in the NFL. This isn't like Sam Darnold is finally figures it out, and he's this guy that is just pushing the ball down the field and is efficient. Like he's able to push the ball downfield. He's able to operate this offense. He's able to find big plays. But as far as like starting out fast, getting out to leads, and then really kind of operating the offense that you need, starting caliber level, I think it's been proven that Jacoby is who he is, and it's a top tier backup, and I mean that in the most complimentary way I can.
He is a great backup. He might be the best backup in the NFL.
Noah, what's up?
We got a extremely generous donation from our boy Keith Davis.
Wow.
$100.
Thank you.
Another Hundy.
You guys are unbelievable.
Our total $1,127.
Thank you so much. You guys are
Blown
great.
away. Blown away. We're going to have to figure out another thing that we can do since we've surpassed our goal of 1,000. Let's think about it. You guys can put some suggestions in the chat, and we want to continue to try to give back to you guys. It's not going to nearly, touch what you've done as far as your generosity today, but love to do something else. What do we got here super chat wise? How about Desert Vulture? Exactly, Johnny. What is the Cardinal standard?
Losing. Right now, their standard is losing and losing early and often. Bo, you put it well. It's like the press conferences do not match the product that we see on Sundays. They lose almost every Sunday. And the press conferences are that of like, hey, we're above this. Hey, it's the Patriot way. It's like, guys, you have the same amount of wins as the Jets from dating back to last season. It's bad. really bad. But again, like right now, they're being enabled. Everybody on that staff, everybody feels great about, hey, I feel great about my coaching job. I'm out of beer. Those were my last 2 beers. I had to pour one out.
The mason jar?
I did. I poured it out. I was like, this is going to get warm. 2 beers on a school night? Come on. Who do you think I am? Who do you think I am? Johnny McDrinks? I can't do that.
We got another $50 from Funkmaster Peeps.
Oh, wow. Thank you, Funkmaster. I like this one from Hank Hill. At 1,200, you have to prank call Britton Golden.
I do like that a lot.
Leave Britton alone. He has to put up with our nonsense.
All right. We got Lamar Washington, a very generous $20 super chat. I'm starting to think this season was already planned out to sabotage Kyler Murray to get rid of him. And whatever team he goes to, I hope he have Arizona on the schedule to beat their ass and their rookie quarterback.
Wow.
I don't think that was their intention because they're going to lose coaches in the process. They're going to be fired. Here's Lamar. Bo and I haven't had a chance to sit down with Michael Bidwell or Monty Ossenford. We have spent a lot of time with Jonathan Gannon. Jonathan Gannon basically stuck his head coaching tenure reputation on Kyler Murray, and it has not worked out. But he has been, and it's not working out with JG right now.
Yeah.
But Jonathan Gannon was all in. Jonathan Gannon wanted the utmost continuity. Petzing, Kyler, he just run it back. At no point, I promise you, was JG like, get rid of Kyler Murray. But right now, like the guy who controls the roster, I mean, like that's inevitably not Jonathan Gannon.
Dylan Richards with a throwback. We still don't know what happened with Eno Benjamin.
It's true.
That's
people are asking.
That was early PHNX Cardinals when we were doing
HBO. They got
we were watching. We would do post Cardinals Hard Knocks episodes of PHNX Cardinals, and little infant podcasters Johnny and Bo had the directors from each of those episodes on to kind of break things down. And for those who don't know what Dylan is talking about, that director, the Tuesday episode was after Eno Benjamin was released on Monday, and there was nothing in the Tuesday episode about Benjamin's release. And we asked the director just point blank, is there going to be anything about Eno Benjamin in the following week's episode? And that director said, yes. It's shocking. And we followed up and we said, people are going to be shocked by what happened with Eno Benjamin, and the guy confirmed it. And now that we're pretty far removed from it, I feel pretty comfortable saying we were reached out to by the NFL to remove that part of the interview because they felt like they were misrepresented, and they didn't like that was said about the Eno Benjamin situation. That there's reports about what happened, but we never really kind of figured out what happened with Eno and what led to his release.
It's like, who cares? Cliff is gone. Eno is gone. Like, come on, HBO, step up. That's why nobody likes Hard Knocks now. Why Hard Knocks is unwatchable. No. You guys are cutting your product. We were trying to, it's like we do with the Cardinals. We're trying to elevate you guys. We're trying to give you guys a platform, an opportunity. And they're like, yeah, check out these next week's episode. And we watched it. And it literally, those episodes toward the end of the season put everybody to sleep.
They were bad.
Great job, Hard Knocks. Jonathan Castro, friend of the program, $20. Thank you so much, Jonathan. Love this show. Keep up the great work. Hold the line, Mendoza style. I'm going to tell you right now, Cardinals in the top 5, and Tennessee's got the first overall pick. The Mendoza dream doesn't die until somebody trades up for him. So we'll hold that line. I'm anxious to hear Damon Dog's opinion on if he likes Mendoza or not.
Yeah. You love Mendoza.
We got Shane saying, love you guys except Johnny. Hate that guy. Interesting. Interesting stuff. We don't have a lot of hate here. It's nothing but love as we've raised as a community over $1,100 here for Big Brothers Big Sisters.
Yeah. Brian, I don't know how he has a blue name. And he's got a little wrench by his name as well.
He's a moderator.
He's a tool.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what
Ooh. Boom, roasted.
he is.
Where are we at with the donations, Noah, man?
We are at $1,177.
Wow, unbelievable.
It really is.
Do we sign off here?
Yeah, I think we do. I mean, do we have anything else to give? We've gone nearly 2 hours on this show. Trevor Sikkema will have the rest of that. We'll have the full interview. And he really gets into this quarterback class. Ask him point blank, do we think that the Cardinals could be in striking distance, could be in a position to draft one of the top quarterbacks? His answer is fascinating. He talks about some of the QB prospects that we had available in our mock draft.
Yeah.
So you don't want to miss the rest of Trevor Sikkema, the best in the biz, right there with our guy, Fran Duffy, as far as breaking down the NFL draft, Johnny.
Yep. Tomorrow, we appreciate everybody. Tomorrow, the return, Baldy or Kurt Warner?
Kurt Warner.
Kurt Warner, Baldy on Thursday. My God, what a gauntlet. What does Kurt Warner think about the Cardinals' current quarterback predicament? And can Jacoby Brissett make it out alive from the LA Rams and the Houston Texans in back-to-back weeks? What a day it's been here on PHNX Cardinals. As I return to my Tom Cruise roots here, we've been going live for almost 2 hours.
This is all the right moves, Tom Cruise.
No, risky business, Top Gun Maverick, 100%. Man, you guys are unbelievable. For the kids, you guys have stepped up above and beyond. Want to remind everybody we are barreling our way toward 50,000 subscribers here. I don't look blind. I look cool and hip and like the young people. We are barreling our way toward 50K here. So do us a favor, hit that subscribe button. Subscribe to PHNX Cardinals wherever you get your podcast. We're going to be doing, I know I say this a lot, we're going to be doing a lot of audio only and members only content as the offseason approaches. We're going to have everybody on this show. Diana Rossini, bam. Mark Garafolo, bam. Trevor Sikkema, bam. Louis Riddick, bam. Mina Kimes returning, bam. Everything and anything Cardinals. We're going to have every angle on it from a national and local perspective. You're not going to want to miss out. So the offseason, I feel very confident, will be much more entertaining than the garbage slop that we got going on right now, Bo.
But the garbage slop continues tomorrow. I'll be out there. We'll hear from Jacoby Brissett. Maybe we'll get a Marvin Harrison Jr. sighting. We'll certainly get an update on him and Walter Nolan, his status with the knee injury. So much more coming from practice. Keep it locked on PHNX_Cardinals on your socials. Of course, we'll be right back here. Brand new episode, 4:30 with the Hall of Famer, Kurt Warner, tomorrow on PHNX Cards.
We all silly like the mayor.